I know it will get better. I've just got to rest it and all that kind of stuff, but I decided to sit down and I suppose look at a few laptop clips, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm watching something from Discovery's Ministry, a guy called Steve Coletti. I will show you in a minute what he looks like if you just bear with me. Here we go, this particular chap here. Okay, and here we have it. Is the USA in the Bible? Great American Eclipse, August 21st, that's this year. So let's pull back into this. There we have it. There is something strange happening on August the 21st, the Great American Eclipse of 2017. If you put that onto your laptop or computer or onto your phone, you'll get a lot of updated information about what's going on. And I don't profess to be a scientist. I'm just an average guy trying to make a crust in this world. That doesn't seem possible when you've got back problems. They want to take it away from you. But seriously, we're living in some amazing times. I keep saying this. The last 3 or 4 recordings I've done in the last 2 or 3 months, there's information for revelation. We are living in some incredible times. Apart from people wanting to put the proverbial knife in one's back, because all I said, bear with me, all I said is that I'm going to go up and listen to some folk who have been doing the Covenant Nations for some time at British Israel. Check that out, please. Please check it out, because it's a bit of a revelation what they're bringing to the marketplace, because at least there's somebody alive out there, and there are not many people in it, but for those people who are in it, the Gideons, well, I have to say, incredible stuff. So I got that out of the way, and I also met some lovely people with amazing testimonies, which was fantastic, and thankfully my back wasn't giving me any jip. So what am I going to do today? Well, I think if I can, I'm going to go back into my little phone. I'm hoping, if I can get this sorted, and bear with me, to show you something which, here we go, I'm going to do this the only way I know how, if I can, that's good, I've taken all the stuff off, and now you can see, that's a lot clearer. Can you see these little spheres? There's 3 of them alongside my son's back. He was on top of a hill with a little dog, not his, a friend, and the family were coming up alongside us on this hill called Painswick Beacon. It's an old iron fort going back 3,000 or 4,000 years, but this picture was taken without me knowing these spheres were being shown. Now, I don't think they're sunspots, because the sun is well right, and you don't normally get 3 spots like that. So what are they? That's the question. So I guess really what we are coming to is a number of prophecies which really have been out there for some time. In fact, going back to 98, I bumped into a guy from America, and of course this was a Christian man's conference for business people, question mark. And this guy said, well, what do you do? As you do, don't you, in company, you always ask people what they do. So I asked him, I said, well, what do you do? He said, well, I make holes in mountains. Very easy, really. We go in with dynamite and we make holes in various mountains on the west side of America. So that answered my question. But I didn't really dig deeper, and I felt in a way, if I did, it was a bit too nosy, but I realise now that this guy was working for the US government, like many other independent small businesses, and basically making holes so that the Illuminati and friends of will be able to, and the elite, find a place to scurry away from the planets that are coming in this direction. So if I go back to this little picture here, this picture reminded me of that day in a way, because he shared about Planet X, Nibiru and Nemesis. Let's see how far I can go. There you go, look. So that's the situation. So I became very interested in finding out a bit more, because, you know, when somebody says that there are 7+ planets coming in this direction, anyone with an ounce of sense would like to know what's going on. So finally, if I can do this in a way that on the front part of the site, which I will go to now, I decided, or we decided, because there are obviously other people involved in this, to put up this. Let me come to it now. It says, watch latest news updates here. So this is your Nibiru, Planet X, and it's time for real answers. A dialogue from NASA. Now NASA, literally, and this is now the 5th of August 2017, have said that this is all going on. This is happening. These planets are very real, but they're not coming to, of course, the governments to let you know that they are. What do you expect? So I leave it to you to come in to kctvmedia.com, and I am hoping to actually play a video in a second, so if you can just bear with me, I am going to try and find it, because they're also mucking about with the skies above. I'll just leave that there. You might as well just look at that. And I find this very interesting, because what we have here, okay, is only 3 minutes of chemtrails. And then you're going to say, what's chemtrails? Well, here we go. This was shot literally over our house here, and I'm going to click on this and hopefully you will be able to hear it. Let me put this down for a second. Here we go.
It's the 17th of July 2017. This is the view from my back garden at the chemtrails, or contrails, that they're spewing out in the sky above. Right across. There's the moon. I mean, normally those trails would fade away, but you can see for yourself. This is in the southern part of Britain, in around Stroud. Look what they're doing. You can see the fading. We have another one, look. Look at the mess. Look at the mess. So, check out chemtrails. Go on kctvmedia.com, because they're doing it where you are as well. They're putting barium and other harmful stuff above our heads. Look at it all. Look at it all. But will anyone listen? I doubt it. Some might. Anyway, I got a trip north to make today. And, but you can see for yourself, that is not a normal trail. What a crazy world we live in. So check it out, chemtrails. Chemtrails. Look how that one's expanded over there. And look how it mugs up the rest of the place. Terrible. Yeah. Come on to KCTV Media. Come on the front page. Look at some of the stuff that linked up to the planets, Planet X and things. All links up to chemtrails. They're trying to hide them from you. Trying to hide the planets from you. Okay, that's enough for now.
Okay, I know it's a bit sort of rough and ready, but you get the point. The issues that we look at and tackle and share on, we've known about for at least 10 years. We cover things like this story, which is very interesting. Where is Israel today? And then you have a Royal House of Britain lineage, which if I click on this, there you go, shows you the Royal House of Britain. How could that be? You see, we've been told a load of lies. Unfortunately, a load of lies. I'm going to bring that down, if I can get that down. Apparently the Queen Victoria, spent over £30,000 to get this history out and done for the royal family. I have some question marks on that, but you can't fault the fact that this information and information on my friend Joseph of Arimathea is shared on this map. It's literally the birthright, as you can see. I mean, it's incredible. Incredible. So all you've got to do is come on to that link on the front part of KCTV Media. So that's just one thing. And then we talk all about the UFO stuff, Antarctica, and a lot more besides. Here is our covenant nations, and let's just bring this together for you. As you can see, there's a clip here. This one opens up to a lovely little map which shows you our history and how things have come about over the last 2,500, 3,000 years. So that's for you to have a look at. I feel better now that I've been able to share some information to you that might help you realise that there is stuff going on in this world, and there are a few people that care about it and want to share these things so that there can be people educated, not walking around waiting for the next soap opera. Because, well, to be frank with you, who would want to take too much of that on? You've got to know where you come from. What we're doing here is helping you realise that some of the big questions, yes, and even this one, is very real. Look at this. Incredible stuff. It is incredible stuff. Thanks to people out there that have been sending information to us. And who would have thought that my mate Steve McQueen, one of the best actors that ever came out of the USA, gave his life to the Lord in the end. You imagine if he'd given his life to the Lord a lot sooner, he wouldn't have gone through maybe some of the things that he went through. And of course my friend Peter Scuthan, Peter and I, over the last 10 years, have travelled to India, to Israel, to film and to report the news behind the news. And we've been doing it for over 10 years now. Incredible. Oh yes, please check this out. Geoengineering Plus. What is Chemtrails? Bad news, light bulbs contain mercury. And there he is, look, Steve Coletti, Discovery Ministries and the rest. Just there. This site reveals the lies of the enemy in the world today. Now some people would like to know what's going on, some people won't. I just happen to have an inquiring mind. And if you really want to know how all this came together, you better come up here. Miracle on the Yorkshire Moor leads to online media ministry. That's us. Okay? And I can tell you what you're going to hear is the truth. It's only 10 minutes. But if you go onto the podcasts, we have a lot more stories to share with you. I appreciate your time. I'm hoping that more people will share this information to other people, because that's how things are happening. We're not directly on any kind of generating hits. It's through word of mouth. So my friends, thank you, and thank you for watching and bearing with me. If I was a little bit more nimble today, I would be standing up, but frankly I can't. So at least I've been productive by just sitting down with a laptop on my legs, and hopefully you will be able to read this. I read it for you. And this is about my friend Peter Scudden. Stricken by scarlet fever as a boy, Peter Scudden shares his life of miracles, healings, supernatural happenings, including his involvement in Area 51, yes, Roswell UFO incident 1949. In fact, Peter was the first man on this planet to actually put together the first ufology conference, and it was at the Duke of Bedford's place in the UK or Britain, and they had over 2,000 people come from all over the world to share their stories, their testimonies, and for that to be documented. And if you ask the question, are there men in black? Yes, there are. Anyway, Peter's always positive. Peter declares the coming of Yeshua, Messiah, soon, because he's had so many miracles in his life and friends and so on, that it would be wrong to keep that information from you. Anyway, bless you. Catch up with you soon. Bye for now. Hiya friends, I know that you've been listening to this recording, and I thank you for that, but I felt it was right for me to share a bit of information to how KCTV Media came into operation some years ago now, probably coming up to about 8 years back. But I have had an amazing time going back to a situation that happened the year of 9/11. In fact, on the 6th of September of that year, I had a dream at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was woken up in the end, and the bed sheets were going all over the place, and my wife wanted to know what was going on, and I told her what I had seen, and I saw these twin towers. I saw the smoke coming towards my face, and it was dark and acrid, and there was no noise. It just drifted. It consumed me. But I noticed then, as I pulled away, there was a shaft of light that came right through the twin towers, and I looked up, and the smoke was kind of going out at a level on the left hand side, just literally panning out, and everything was quieting down. But I saw people running around below me, of course, and there was just general chaos, absolute chaos. And I woke up I have to tell you, in tears, and I knew that this was very serious. On the 8th of September, a few days later, of course, I was at a BMF, Businessmen's Fellowship breakfast meeting over in Newent, and the Lord had me stand up and I shared what I just shared with you. And of course, a few days later, driving through Cheltenham on my way back home at that point, I went through a red light as I heard the news that a plane had gone into one of the Twin Towers. And thankfully I hadn't crashed with anyone, but I was pretty shaken up just hearing that and going through all of that, when I got back I spent the rest of the day watching the 9/11 stuff on TV, like most people did, I think. And my son sat with me, and because he was sort of ill, and we just looked at the state of the world. This is general madness, of course. And since then, certain divine things have happened in my life, which I can't escape from. And I've been very fortunate to have come alongside numerous folk, like Peter Scuthan, David Silver, Brenda and Roy Taylor, those that have helped me in my walk. And out of all of that, we now have KCTV Media, and we report the news behind the news. And what if the truth is out there? Now, we've used that line because a lot of people, I suppose, are honed in on the UFO side of things, and on the website we show a lot of information about this because there is a subtle story unfolding about the alien UFO thing. We know that these are demonic, and you'll be able to see more by going on the website. And of course, we are not into the demonic, we're into Him who rests in my heart. And if you go into the British zone on the website at kctvmedia.com, we share a lot more testimonial, which is really very personal, but that's why God has given us, I believe, such information to share and encourage other folk who frankly have no idea of what's going on today. We are living in some amazing times, and of course the little subjects that we're talking about here, UFOs, general finance, is there going to be a meltdown? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here which I could mention, but I think you'll get the grasp of it when you go onto the website. Of course, if you want to help us in some small way, sending a donation in, that's most welcome. Send it to KCTV Media, PO Box 2246, Gloucester North, GL3 9EY. Make it payable to KCTV Media, and we are not receiving salaries. We are literally living in faith and have done so for close to 8 years. So there's a lot going on, and we're actually producing something which is fairly unique. No other organisation out there is sharing quite so much information as we're touching on. So anyway, you take it easy. God will bless you. All I can tell you is that if you repent of your sins, as soon as you say that, He knows. And if you walk and talk with Him, as I do, He interacts in your life and He does amazing things. As I say, if you go onto the British zone, you'll just see a tenth of the things that I call him the big guy upstairs has done in my life. Amazing times we're living in. So you take care, and maybe we'll speak soon.